What's up, everybody? This is BakaBites. I am Frankfurter, and with me, as always, Magically Average. How you doing, buddy?
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. I ruined your weekend a little bit.
yeah.
And if y'all have not seen the news from this past weekend and didn't catch it online, AI in anime is here in full effect, and it's not good.
Mm-mm.
Um, First and foremost, I think there's something that we didn't discuss. There was a couple instances over the past couple weeks where animators, at least one has come forward to say I fucked up. Like, no, this was not AI. I just did not count.
Oh yeah.
There was an episode of One Piece where a character had 6 fingers, but an animator was like, no, 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 that was on me. I fucked up there. It got past a lot of people. I don't know how. But then there was another show that had another 6 fingers, and I don't know. I would have to look it up. Whenever you start
They.
talking, I'm going to look it up. But
Yeah, I'm trying to remember it
yeah,
too because I remember seeing it. Yeah, they also said the same thing, right? They were like, "Oh yeah, no, it was an oopsie poopsie, sorry,"
yeah.
but they confirmed
So
like no AI.
it was One Punch Man that had apparently 6 fingers, I think.
I no, there was
Oh
something
no.
else because One Punch Man was the one that sparked it all because there was the one character, the like triathlon female hero or track female hero. Can't remember her name, but she had like 6 fingers in one scene. Her hand like disappeared into her mouth into one scene, and then the
Ah,
one that everyone remembers is the where she had 3 boobs in one scene, and everyone's like, "This is for sure AI, right?" Like, no person can make that many mistakes and have it pass quality control, right? And then everyone started nitpicking other shows, and they noticed the 6 fingers in One Piece. There was some I can't I'm trying to remember what it
yeah. So
was.
One Punch Man fans accuse episode 7 of using AI after spotting 6 fingers. Yeah, and an
3
extra
breasticles.
breast. Yeah, and an extra breast. And then yeah, One Piece had the same issue where there was another person with 6 fingers, and
Yeah.
the guy like came forward. The animator was like, "Oh, I am sorry. This is on me. This
Yeah,
failed inspection." But yeah,
maybe it
but
was just One Punch Man.
no, it was two. It was One Piece and
No, no,
One
no, no.
Punch Man.
I thought it was One Piece, One Punch Man, and another show, but I think it was just One Piece and One Punch Man. But the One Punch Man, I remember the response from the artist was or artists plural was something along the lines of we wouldn't use AI. Uh, it would be used as like in like a helpful way almost.
Yeah,
I can't remember. It was just very weird. Like One Piece, the artist came out and was like, "Oh no, that's for sure my bad. That's a big old oopsie on my part when I did that." The other artists for One Punch Man were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, we wouldn't use it. I mean, it would be helpful, but we wouldn't use it." I was like, "Ugh,
ugh, yeah.
wording."
But we're more so here to talk about the fact that Amazon, as if you can trust a lovingly huge $1 billion,
Billion,
multi-billion-dollar company. Yeah.
trillion.
Yeah, no kidding. Amazon over the weekend stealthily put out AI generated dubs, voice acting for 2 shows. I only initially saw the first, and then later yesterday I saw that there was a second. One for Banana Fish, and the other for No Game No Life.
I
Both have been taken down as of this recording right now. Both have been taken down. However, there are still Spanish or Spanish dubbed for Banana Fish that are AI generated. And I just don't know enough Spanish to tell, but like it sounded better than the English, but it still wasn't great. Like
It's
it just
not
sounded like
great.
somebody just talking into a microphone rather than anything else. But yeah, it was not good. What the fuck, Amazon? So you are a $1 trillion company. You gain the rights to some, not a lot, some anime to put on your streaming service season after season. Like you might get one show a season. Like last week or last fall, Jesus Christ, Frank, summer 2025, you had City, the animation. This season,
Yep.
you have Sanda. Thank you for the fucking God for not using it on those. But regardless, uh, Banana Fish is a series that does have a cult following, and it's been on my backlist to watch for forever.
Hmm.
And to see that it got an English dub, I'm like, great. And then as soon as I see AI beta after, I'm like, oh no. Um, what the fuck? You have the money to hire people. Why is this even a thing? I hope that whoever approved of it and had to get it taken down, I hope whoever approved in the first place to use AI generated dubs or voice acting gets fired. Straight up gets fired. There's no room for this in just television, period. Doesn't matter if it's anime, doesn't matter if it's live action, doesn't matter if it's, based in the United States, doesn't matter if it's made in Japan, China, Korea, doesn't matter where it's made. Real actors need to be in the entertainment business. If we don't give real actors the job of entertainers, then what the fuck are we doing? There's no reason that AI generated entertainment should be over anything made by a real human. Period. It's so frustrating that this was the first we saw of it. There have been to my knowledge no news on AI generated subtitles in any other medium. There's been no news on just trying to use AI I know that, the whole actor strike, they had the clauses of no using, their voices for AI generation, etc.
Hmm.
But I haven't seen a prominent series or movie or studio actually try to get away with using AI generated content in entertainment so far without immediate backlash to the point where they scrub it. This was up for more than 24 hours. This was up for a solid 30 or 72 hours if I remember correctly.
Hmm.
Usually backlash does not when you get backlash like that, it goes away immediately. But no, this lasted more than 2 days, let alone 3 days before it was taken down. This is just an atrocity. I full-heartedly do hope that whoever decided to, you know, promote this idea, let alone go through with this idea. I hope the person who suggested it and the person who approved it, I do hope you lose your jobs. I don't say that lightly. I don't ever want anybody to lose their jobs because this economy sucks. But if you think that AI should take over any human job, in the entertainment business, you have no right to be in a position of power. You need to get the fuck out. And that's just a period. A point blank, you don't deserve to be working in that business. I don't know if you have much more to say, but this has pissed me off so much.
No, I would just I would relate it back to one of our previous episodes where we were complaining, and rightfully so, about AI generated subtitles, in that there was errors. It was clear that it wasn't translated well over because they just relied heavily on the AI to translate it, and so there was language that didn't make sense. It showed up in the credits for one of the new airing series from the spring or the summer season, and I think it was only for German. Can't remember what it was. It was like a necromancer or
It was
something or
the
another.
Necronomicon show. I can look it up,
Yeah,
but
but people got upset about that, right? Because they were like, "Hey, we'd rather you not use AI to translate," partially because it's disingenuous to the original writing to just have it be translated one for one, because there's gonna be things that don't make sense. Like there's words in almost every language that do not translate to other languages, whether they're idioms or slang or
puns.
whatever. Yeah, there's just certain things that don't translate over, and so you lose a lot of the context if you're using AI, because AI is just going to be like, what the fuck is that? I'm going to do whatever it sounds like and just spell it out.
Yeah.
Because it's not smart enough to actually dissect it, right? And it
The
doesn't
the
have the
title of the
capability.
show was Necronomico and the Cosmic Horror Show.
Yes. So I mean, people got upset about that, and I think Netflix and Crunchyroll too, because there was the whole later debacle with Crunchyroll using an Israeli company for their subtitling as well, their AI generated subtitling, and so that caused an uproar, and rightfully so for that. And I think Netflix also came out and said something along the lines of like, we use it. We don't rely on it exclusively, but we use AI to assist in subtitling and translating. But and like there was backlash from that, and that's just the subtitling. That's just translating it over into a different language. Now we're getting into the realm of exactly what you were saying, taking away jobs from people that it should never have their position be taken away by what effectively is an enhanced software system.
And if we even want to go down even further of the bunny hole of how fucked up it is, anime voice actors don't make a lot of money.
No.
Like we had the conversation years back where when the whole shit hit the fan after Jujutsu Kaisen 0 came out, and all the artists, all the VAs in Japan were like, yeah, we don't see any sort of royalties on this at all. It all just goes to the studio and the studio heads. Uh, it's even worse for English voice actors because they're not the ones making the show; they're just providing a voice. Like I think the highest paid voice actor for the Jujutsu Kaisen movie, Jujutsu Kaisen 0, which grossed, fuck, was it like $100 million or something like
It
that
was
in
a
the United
significant. It was
States?
a
It
significant
was a
amount.
significant, yeah, it was a significant amount, multi-millions, if not $100 million. The highest paid voice actor, I think, only got $1,000 for their performance.
Yeah, like 1,000 or 1,200, something like that.
It was something ridiculously low. So it's like you're already not paying those actors well for movies for the fact that they're not getting any royalties.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're going to try and replace them? What the fuck, Amazon?
The thing that truly boggles the mind with this is that voice acting, I guess acting generally, like as a whole, is so like grounded in human emotion and delivery that you can't translate it over to, again, what is essentially a super enhanced computer system to go, hey, I want you to take these words and I want you to create a voice and I want you to say it in line with when the character says it. And it's
they
like,
still
all right,
have to
cool.
use somebody's voice, like samples, in order to
whatever
do
poor,
it. So it's like
whatever poor sap had their voices sampled for this and was okay with
who
it.
signed something that didn't realize they were
Whoa.
signing something to give away their voice.
Yeah.
That's quite
honestly could have
unfortunate.
just been the programmers. Who knows? But like that's the part that's more shocking to me, right? Like yes, it's absolutely insane that voice actors, given the nature of the industry, have to now be on the lookout for AI to take positions from them. That statement in general is just like is asinine to me. But beyond that, it's just so disingenuous to the series too, to be like, hey, fans have been asking for a subtitled version, like a dubbed version forever. Like they want it in different languages. Look, we don't have the resources, nor do we have the time to go through and translate things over. It's going to take so much time and energy and effort and money to do that, on top of the fact that we're going to have to spend time recording it. Like, it's not worth our time. Just throw an AI in there. Just put an AI program in there and have that be it. If they just want it to be in English or Spanish or German or French or whatever, just use AI. Give them what they want. That's all they want, right? They just want it in their language. It's like, no, you're missing the whole point. Like, and I think you were hinting to it too, but I'll spell it out clearly, because our great overlord Bezos owns Twitch, which we're streaming on right now. So
yeah, we really need to switch.
I can't wait to
YouTube.
Well, we do. I can't wait to get taken down with the 0 viewers we have right now. But like it's crazy to me that Amazon would come in and do something like that, simply because they've been trying to get more and more series too, right? And now if I'm any studio, I'd be like, I'm staying so far away from them. Like, why would I ever license anything over to Amazon?
Yeah.
Ever.
No,
Like,
and like it is one of those things like how does Japan and all those, studios feel about this? Because like they just saw single-handedly for the first time what happens when United States does it. How bad would it be if they started using it? Like I'm sure they would get even
I
more pushback. Like that would it be to the point where our prediction years back that the anime industry has like a reckoning where artists are paid, like, artists stop drawing because they need better pay, etc., like timetables, whatnot. Do you think that reckoning happens if AI starts to be used in Japan? Like that people just stop full, just full
no,
stop and just
no. So I'm gonna be the glass half full person here and say that I think this was a test. I think truthfully speaking, this was a test, and they were like, cool, we utterly failed this test, and it's half full. It's not completely full, right? We're not overly optimistic and blindfold ourselves into ignorance when it comes to this stuff, because they're still probably going to try to leverage AI somehow, right? I acknowledge that piece, because they might take all the feedback and backlash and just go, all right, how do we improve on it? Can we somehow develop human emotion? Can we train it to like start to analyze different scenes and pick up on cues to better deliver lines, right? That's the pessimistic side of the thought process behind using AI, right? And that's where that little gap in the glass is sitting, right? The rest of the glass looks at this and goes, no, there's no way on God's green earth can even someone like Amazon take this and go, you know what, that was a pretty good test run, guys. Good trial. Let's pick it back up, figure out what we can do. I think they go,
yeah.
hey, put it on the back burner, right? Put it down far away. We'll come back to it on a later date, maybe. But that was a total and utter train wreck, right? So, but to your point with, the reckoning in the anime and manga industry, and if AI is going to affect it, I really don't think so. I think the only place that AI has there is if you're going to start incorporating it into like art, like for the animators themselves, which again has already started an uptick after the whole One Punch Man. Uh,
Debacle.
yeah, that is season 3, right? And then for subtitling, because I bet a lot of the studios are like, look, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of effort to subtitle everything, right? Translate things over as well. Let's see if we can leverage it somehow, but still human involvement, right? There's still quality control, quality assurance that there's things that are going to be translated over. It's going to be digestible. It's not going to be, gobbledygook, because it's pulling out a dictionary and doing a one for one translation between languages. Like, it's going to make sense when other fans are watching it across seas, right?
Yeah.
That's the hope. I think, in all fairness, the reckoning is has always been, in my mind, just around pure volume. I think we're seeing it a tipping point now where an AI is not even really involved, where studios are finally getting kicked right in the nuts with the backlash from fans on quality control issues, on certain series clearly getting more attention than other series that they're producing and licensing, that things are getting delayed because they can't keep up with the timetables to get things turned out right. And I think it's purely just because there's so much goddamn anime. And we've
Yeah.
said it like since our original conversation about it. I think, however long that was, a year or 2 years ago. Every season it's just more, the volume keeps growing and growing and growing. I think that's going to be your tipping point, right? Now
I think
again,
when we talked about it last, I think I looked it up. There was like 75 or shows last season, and there's like or this season 60 some on next season as of right now.
yeah, I mean, like, but we were doing when I first came on full time and we were doing our craziness when we originally started it, where we were like watching episodes and doing our like weekly reviews of episodes, right? Like I
Yeah.
remember back then there was like maybe 40 to 45-ish new shows, not counting like the continuing like kids shows like Pokemon and
Yeah.
Beyblade and Digimon and stuff like that, right? Or like the little kid shows either. Like there was like 40 to 45 new anime that were airing. But yeah, like now it's in the 70s almost consistently or close to it. And they're like it's like on paper you're like, "Well, that's not that much." It's like, "No, that's a lot. You're almost doubling. You're The volume is immense now." Not to mention fans can't keep up with it. I mean, even for the sheer amount of anime that we watch, I'm like, I can't keep up with it. Like that many new shows? Hell no. But
Yeah.
but back back
And
back to the AI thing though, like I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it being something that they can take away the jobs of voice actors. I think again, this was a terrible, horrible trial run by Amazon, and I think they learned their lesson, right? I honestly think,
I don't think they will have learned their lesson. All of these companies have invested so much money recently into AI, which AI is just so half baked right now that it's like
yeah,
they're forcing, people to use it because it's like we paid for it, we got to use it. But it's so shitty, and I don't think Amazon's learned their lesson at all.
I
I think that we'll see within the next 6 months we'll see another happening of this.
I think indirectly they'll have learned their lesson when studios and publishers and even like the creators themselves start clawing back the licenses to Amazon, right? Now, again, I don't know. It's probably not an easy venture, right? I'm sure Amazon has ironclad contracts in place for all that shit. But you better believe though, like if I was, and I can't remember the creator of Banana Fish or No Game No Life, but like if I was them, I would be on my phone every single day with my agent or every single day with my licensing company or whomever publisher to say, look, I don't care what you need to do. You need to get my IP back because there's no way in fuck I would sign off on something that atrocious.
Yeah. No,
Because
I
I mean,
agree.
they're not benefiting from it, right? Like, what do they get?
No.
They're not getting extra royalties because it's now dubbed in English using
Well,
shitty
and
AI
also now
beta.
it's also getting bad press. It's not getting the
Yeah,
good press. Like people aren't going to watch your show period now because it's been made. Like there are the people that it's like I will not touch something if it has any sort of AI in it.
right.
And it's like, yeah, no, those people exist out there. Like you're getting bad press and you're getting people like your name out there of like avoid this like the plague. Like you might see a little bit of spike in manga sales for the fact that it's just like people
Like,
may
what
now be
is
interested
this?
in what the hell this is,
Yeah.
and they're like, I'll rather support the artists than the AI slop. But like
Hmm.
that's going to be far and few between. I think just kind of to push this conversation forward in a different direction. Um, I think Steam right now is the only thing, like only company doing AI correctly, and that is the sense that any game made with AI, they have a disclosure at the bottom of the game page that said this portion of the game was made with AI.
Hmm.
Like it discloses that yes, this game has AI in it. And it's recently come to like news in the past few days, even in the wake of like Banana Fish, that like Epic's CEO was like, we need to get rid of this AI tag on Steam. Like we're over this. Like this is old news now. It's like no, people want to know if this was made by real people or by somebody clicking a button to say create a game for me. And I wholeheartedly hope one day soon that our joke of a government, which it's not, will put out a law that says that if you use AI in any sort of capacity to create something, you have to disclose that it was made with AI. Like I really hope that like that would help with this sort of issue where it doesn't fucking happen again, or if it does, people can just avoid it like the plague and just have a toggle to be like check
Hmm.
off. Like no, I don't want to see this. And B, it can help with deep fakes. Like at the sense of like if you have now a criminal punishment behind using AI for deep fakes, there is that. Like there is now the like, hey, I'm gonna think twice before doing this. So it's one of those like unless you know say it's made with AI, if you try to pass it as like the real thing,
Yeah.
then you're fucked. So it's one of those things like I think that we can do things in the future to limit this or, at least toggle it off so we don't see it. And it's yeah, I don't know. Steam is doing it correctly in my opinion and having that option there, having that little bar there, but I know it's a little difficult for anime to have it because you would have to fundamentally change the credits and be like made with AI or something like in it, or
Yeah.
it's underneath a shell company, which that shell company is a shell company for another company, which that company is actually the AI company. It's like we don't need to do fucking third degree black market research in order to figure out what company does and doesn't use AI. I really wish that there would be a law of some sort that would be created to make sure that anything that is made with AI is
Like,
disclosed as such.
yeah, curtail it. I, so I don't know. I'm trying to gather my thoughts because I'm all over the
I
place.
I did ramble off a lot there.
No, you're
Like
yeah. You're good because I mean it all went together, and I think I agree with everything you're saying. My only response is more of just a commentary on my personal views of it, and I think it's people are probably gonna think I'm very like jaded.
damn hippie liberal.
No, no, no. It's all right. Whatever. I think I think AI in spaces where human emotion is so necessary to produce something is just never gonna work. Like I truly and honestly believe it, right? The fear ever since artificial intelligence was like first moving forward years and years ago, right? And autonomy and the removal of the human cog in the machine, right? Like everyone was like, every single job is gonna be done by a robot, every single job. And I'm like, there are gonna be jobs, yeah, but they're gonna be jobs that don't require human emotion. It's because
Yeah.
it's the truth, right? I mean, way back during the like on assembly lines for car manufacturers, right? They installed all these robots to do monotonous tasks on a line that used to be done by a human who picked up a screw, turned their chair, screwed the screw in, turned back, picked up another screw, turned their chair. Like it I'm sorry, it's very remedial and it doesn't take a lot of thought. Okay? There's no human emotion involved, right? I'll take it a step further. And no disrespect to anyone, because I know people in these industries that I'm going to talk about, okay? So do not calm yourselves when I say this. Cashiers, no human emotion. I know a lot of people, especially where I live in the Midwest, they're like, but I want that human experience. I want that one-on-one. You want to see someone's smiling face when they're checking out the groceries. Spoiler alert, 99% of them do not give a fuck about you or your day, okay? They're doing it because they need something to make sure that they're not going to go home and cry themselves to sleep, okay? Because the last thing I need is if I'm a cashier, is for some person to come into my line with 30,000 coupons and waste all of my goddamn time, and then I'm getting yelled at, and my line goes slow. Like,
Side note. Side
just
note to this. Side note to this. The people who go to self checkout or the 15 items or less self checkout that have over 30 items or don't know how to use a self checkout, you are the problem. You are
yeah,
so
yeah,
fucking frustrating. Please
yeah.
take a look at yourself in the mirror
Like,
and go see the human. That's the only reason I will disagree with you there. But I understand where you're coming from.
here's the thing: I have a grocery store in my area that's pretty new. There are no cashiers. However, there's a team of people near the checkout that are only there to help out the idiots, or if you need to scan your ID for alcohol or whatever, right? And it's perfect. So if you know what you're doing, you go through and you don't have to talk to anyone. And it's
But
great.
how's
But
how's Gam Gam gonna get through the checkout line? She
Gam
only
Gam.
knows how to use cash. She don't know these confanged credit cards.
Too bad. Gam Gam has got to starve. And these aren't even like my examples aren't even AI based either. This is just like bringing in autonomy into different industries that relied exclusively on human interaction, right? And human involvement. Okay. But all those made sense. It was like it was a very clear movement towards
Yeah.
that space because it was like is it necessary? No. But here's where you can't replace. You can't replace artists. You can't replace writers. You can't replace lawyers. I'm going to be very specific to myself. You can't.
They've tried.
They've
It's
tried.
not working well.
Companies have gone under. There were companies that were like, we're going to exclusively rely on making a platform for clients to go into, and they can do it all themselves. Basically, we're going to give them all the tools, and it still failed. Like, beautifully. It failed beautifully. There's just, like, expanding even further. Doctors are utilizing our AI for very specific things, right? But they're not replacing doctors as a whole. Like, same with lawyers. I, myself, use artificial intelligence. Well, in my practice, it's like, quote-unquote artificial intelligence. But regardless, it's still in my industry, in the legal space. But it's never going to replace lawyers. You're never going to have AI replace doctors. You're never going to have AI replace engineers or architects or name off of every other industry you can think of, right? It's just how is it going to affect it, and in what capacity are humans going to have to start pivoting to, some other area, right? It's never going to be a full / replacement, get out of here.
Yeah.
So in the realm of the entertainment industry, and then obviously focusing more on anime in general for this conversation, like I could see AI helping out artists simply by like giving them, some templates to pull from, right? Like it would be cool for them to just be like, hey, plug in, generally speaking, what you're trying to envision in a particular scene, have it generate something and go, okay, cool, I'm going to pull from that and make it my own. What you're hopeful that they're not going to do is do copy paste, right? Same with subtitling. It'd be nice to get a head start by having something auto-generated, and then someone goes in and does corrections, right? There's still got to be someone there to oversee it. There's still got to be people involved.
You want to hear my hot take on that?
Oh God, sure.
I think by next year, yeah, AI subtitles is going to happen. Like
I
don't
don't
want
doubt
it to happen. I don't want it to happen, but I think it will, because it is something that it's like, as you said, there is always going to be a word that doesn't translate correctly, but those are going to be so far and few between, because like unless it's like a series that is using current day slang, I feel like there already do have like or there already are words that exist to describe what you're trying to describe, and then you have
Sure.
those editors to like just review everything, make sure it looks good, and then just be like,
And
okay,
you want to know what that person could do now? They could start
learn the language.
They could learn the language. They can start translating over series to be dubbed in other languages, right? If you're the translator to English or Spanish or German or French or whatever, and you're now seeing your subtitles get moved into the AI space and they're auto-generated, and you really don't have to have much oversight, and you lose 80% of your work capacity because of this, hey, guess what? Now you're moving to a team that's doing all of the dubbed translations for the voice actors, right? Or there's something else. There's always going to be something else. The AI is never going to fully replace it. I think that's the thing. That's the thing that people have to keep in mind, right?
Yeah, there will
Unfortunately,
always be somebody to like fix the AI or do the edits if
whatever the case is.
Yeah,
it's unfortunately it's one of those things. Since the dawn of man, something gets introduced, and guess what? You're never going to get rid of it. The moment that we discover something, you're stuck with it.
like fire.
It started with Started with fire. And obviously we're going to skip way ahead in time, but then like the Industrial Revolution, right? It's like, oh, we can start building machines using steel. We can start traveling to places further away in a more automated fashion by creating, vehicles. We can do boats with engines rather than having to rely on the wind and chart courses via that. Like every single moment in history where there's been an advancement, unfortunately, we've been stuck with whatever's come from it. Some things have become obsolete, right? We don't travel on steamboats anymore,
Yeah.
right? But we've just expanded on the idea and improved on it, right? Same thing with computers, right? When they were first around in the 1940s during World War II, when it all first started, right? The original computer took up a goddamn warehouse, right? Now
Yeah.
you can carry around something as small as your phone in your pocket and have access to the internet and do all sorts of things, right? So again, AI is never going to leave. You're stuck with it. Okay, it's going to
Yep.
keep advancing, but
It'll get better with what it's trying to do than it is right now, but
I
that's the thing. Yeah, it's going to be around. We are going to have to embrace it, but I think that we can pick and choose as to where we want to embrace it. And I feel like with acting, that is not a place anybody ever wants to embrace it, other
no,
than studio heads.
I think that's the problem too. And this will be kind of my big closing thought on it. But I think at its core, the problem is that artificial intelligence doesn't have a face to it, right? It's kind of an amorphous thing, whereby everyone's trying to apply it to anything they possibly can. Ooh, can we use AI to do this? Can we use AI to leverage, for services in this area? Can we have it do this or that function or whatever? Like just try to make it into whatever you think you can, right? And I think people are starting to see as they expand out and keep testing out all the capabilities and functionalities of it, they're hitting these major blocks where they're like, "Ooh, we made something, but it sucks tremendously," right? Or, "Oh, we've actually like expounded on this original idea and we've hit a brick wall." So I think once it starts to get an identity to it, whereby people are like, "Okay, here are the clear limitations to what we have available," right? But here's where it really excels. Then I think people can start to get more comfortable. But it's too. I use the word amorphous. I'm trying to think of another better word, but it's like it's limitless in its potential right now, and that's what's scaring people. So like in the
Yeah.
in the example of them using it for dubbing an anime into English, I think it was a catastrophe.
Horrendous mistake, which
Yeah,
people should be fired for.
right. But I think they go, okay, there's our limit. There's our limit point. We cannot do this, right? But what can we do with what we've learned in the anime space and try to improve on areas that we're seeing some difficulties, whether it's the translating or subtitling or whatever the case is, right? I think the moment that my cup will go from half full to basically empty or tipped over or just shattered in general is if they take this and go, all right, not the greatest feedback. What if we try doing it with animation as well? And you get those really shitty like Sora videos that's clearly like very clearly blatantly AI generated. The amount of videos I've seen lately that I feel like I could
Yeah.
show my parents who are not dumb people. They're
Yeah.
well in tune with the internet. They're also, they can be fooled at times, but the amount of videos that I've seen where I'm like, "Oh, this would fool them for sure." Like hands down. But
Yeah.
you can clearly tell it's AI generated. It's getting a little
Yeah. I
annoying.
I would say there's a lot that would fool my parents just for the fact that like a few weeks ago my dad forwarded me an email saying, "Wait, you're canceling the subscription to Spotify?" And it was just a, phishing link for
Oh, it's
Spotify. And I'm like, and I
spoofy.
immediately called him, was like, "Please tell me you did not click that link. Please tell me you did not click that link." He's like, "I did not click that link." I was like, "Thank God, that's a phishing email. No, I would tell you if I'm canceling Spotify. Now don't do this again. Don't forward me shit, just delete it. Don't do it. It's fine."
I
It's just like it's one of those things that's just like I know that my parents aren't dumb, but they are not internet savvy enough to know a fake video from a not a fake video, and I'm like, "Ugh."
Thankfully, like
They
my
know images because they fucking yeah, anyways, that's a different story, but, like, yeah.
I was like, my dad's not on social media for the most part, so I don't have to really worry about him like getting sucked into those. My mom is though, but I bet I could show them a handful of videos and be like, "Can you believe this is real? Can you believe that
Maybe that's what we'll do for
this lion that was in the woods actually was a dog in a costume?" I just saw that video and I'm like, this is gonna fool so many people.
yeah, it's like the bear jumping on the trampoline recently, like,
No,
a
the
few
bunch of
months
bunnies,
back.
right? The bunch of rabbits or
Well, no,
something.
they did a bunch of different animals jumping
Yeah.
on trampolines. It's like that got me for a second. I was like, "Wait, no, don't take a step back, Frank. No."
There was a really stupid one that made me laugh, but it was like post the Packers Lions football game on Thanksgiving where they were like breaking news, the big food fight broke out as the NFL correspondent threw a chicken leg or turkey leg at one of the players, and it's just like food exploding in the background and the players just like flying around, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. It's so stupid. But I know it got a lot of people. I'm sure people are like, whoa, Aaron Andrews really started a food fight
Did
with
you
Micah
see
Parsons and
this?
Jordan Love. What the fuck? Yeah, it's dumb. But like again,
Yeah.
circling back, we keep getting off
Circling
topic.
back,
It's
AI is here to stay, but it's just like we need to find the line, or
it
not.
need
We need to find the line. The fucking studio heads need to find the line and quickly,
it
and not pull any shit like this again.
it needs to find its identity, right? In every single space they're using it in, it just needs to find its identity. Everyone's just limit testing it as much as possible, and you're what we're seeing most often is a lot of the failures of it, and it's because they're throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, right? Because they're like, it's AI, it can do literally anything you could think of. It's like, well, to a degree, so let's figure out what that
Before it
degree
starts
is.
making up shit on its
Yeah,
own.
yeah. Like, I mean, this conversation's going longer, but like, I remember when people were like, AI, you're not going to tell an AI generated story from a real one. I was like, yeah, I will. It was like, have you seen those scripts, the AI scripts that they wrote? They were god awful. Or like,
I,
oh,
you, me, you, I
yeah,
do what you, I.
like you're never going to be able to tell a real person made this music from an AI. Again, yes, I will. I
Yep.
certainly will. Because you know what? A lot of musicians don't use the words that the AI is using. All right?
And with that,
Ugh.
thank you all for joining us this week. Yeah, we're just gonna go in circles if we keep going. So I'm
Is this
just
a
gonna
banana
we're gonna.
fish? Yes,
Is
banana
this a
fish.
banana? Oh,
But the
banana!
banana
You
fish.
said banana fish.
Oh, God.
Banana fish. Banana
I thought I was going to get
fish.
insane. I was like,
It was awful.
I
It was awful. It was so fucking bad. Like I could not listen to more than 10 seconds of that before I turned it off. I was like,
no.
this is horrendous. But not horrendous as you getting this far into the episode. We absolutely hope it was not a horrendous time listening to this. We thank you all for joining us this week. We will be back next week with a brand new episode. But if you want more of us, please go follow us on social medias at Bakacopodcast, wherever you get your social media feed. But until next time, Spark Triumph. We'll see you then.